You walk into a room and someone across it makes you smile before they even speak. They haven't said a word yet, but something about them pulls you in. Your shoulders drop a little. You feel like the room just got warmer, and you find yourself hoping they come over. That's not luck. That's not looks. That's not some magic gene you either have or you don't. It's a specific set of small human signals, and every one of them can be learned. I'm going to show you exactly what those signals are. Not tricks. Not lines. Just the real things that make certain people feel like sunlight the second they walk in. Here's the honest part first. People who light up a room are almost never the loudest ones. They're rarely the funniest, and they're almost never trying. If you've ever met someone quiet who somehow made everyone feel special, you already know what I mean. That's the version of charisma we're building here. Because the loud version burns out fast. The warm version, the real one, keeps people close for years. And here's the shift almost no one talks about. Lighting up a room isn't about being interesting. It's about making the room feel interesting to itself. Stay with me, because that one sentence changes everything you're about to learn. Let's start with the very first thing people feel from you, before you speak a single word. It's your face. Not your looks, your expression in the half second someone notices you. Most people walk into a room wearing what I call a waiting face. Flat mouth, guarded eyes, a little braced. It's not unfriendly, it's just neutral. But neutral reads as cold when the room is scanning for warmth. The people who light up a room arrive already lit. Their face has a soft, ready-to-be-happy quality, like they just remembered a good memory. Try this before your next social moment. Right before you walk in, think of one person you actually love seeing. Just picture their face for a second. Your expression will soften on its own. You won't have to fake a smile. Your face will already be halfway there. That tiny preloaded warmth is the first signal that magnetic people give off. And the room feels it before anyone says hello. Now here's the second thing, and this is where most people go wrong. They think charisma is about what you say. It's not. It's about how safe people feel around what you say. Watch anyone who lights up a room and you'll notice something strange. They don't perform. They don't audition. They act like they already belong, and that belonging is contagious. When you carry yourself like you're welcome, other people relax. And relaxed people laugh easier, open up faster, and remember you longer. So the shift is simple. Stop trying to earn the room. Start acting like the room is already yours to share. Not arrogant, not loud, just settled, like you're the host of your own life, wherever you happen to be standing. That quiet certainty is one of the most attractive things a human being can carry. And you don't need permission to start carrying it tonight. Here's the third piece, and this one is the real secret. Attention. The people who light up a room don't spread their attention thin across everyone. They give one person at a time the feeling of being the only person there. Think about the last time someone made you feel truly seen. Their eyes didn't dart. Their body didn't angle toward the door. They didn't scan the room over your shoulder looking for someone better. They were just with you, fully, even for 30 seconds. That feeling is rare, and rare feels magnetic. So when someone talks to you, do one small thing. Turn your whole body toward them, not just your face. Feet, hips, shoulders, eyes. It sounds tiny, but it tells their nervous system, you have all of me right now. And people never forget the person who gave them that. You just became someone they'll remember tomorrow. And here's the reframe I promised you earlier. Charisma isn't confidence, it's attention. The most magnetic people in any room are just the best at making other people feel real. Sit with that for a second, because it changes who you need to become. You don't need to be more impressive. You need to be more present. That's actually good news, because presence is a skill, not a personality. Now let's talk about your voice, because this is where a lot of warm, kind people accidentally disappear. The voice that lights up a room is not loud. It's grounded. It has weight. Most nervous voices float up into the throat and get thin and fast. Magnetic voices sit lower in the chest and they take their time. Try this right now. Take one slow breath into your belly. Then say your own name gently at the pace you'd read a bedtime story. Feel that? That's the register real charisma lives in. You don't need a deeper voice. You need a slower one. Slowing down half a beat is one of the fastest ways to sound like someone worth listening to. Because unhurried people feel safe, and safety is what draws humans in. Here's a small social scene to show you what I mean. Two people walk into the same party. Same clothes, same age, same everything. The first one talks fast, laughs a beat too early, and keeps checking to see if the jokes are landing. The second one moves slower, listens longer, and answers like they actually thought about the question. By the end of the night, everyone remembers the second person. Nobody can explain why. The reason is simple. Speed reads as anxiety, slowness reads as depth, and the room feels depth like gravity. Slow is a superpower almost nobody uses. Let's go deeper into something most people never notice about themselves. Your reactions. Charismatic people react bigger than average when something good happens, and smaller than average when something awkward happens. Someone tells a decent joke. They actually laugh, not a polite exhale. Someone shares good news. Their face lights up like it happened to them. But when someone spills a drink, forgets a name, or fumbles a sentence, the charismatic person barely reacts. They smooth it over. They act like nothing weird happened. That combination is powerful. Big lift for good moments, soft cover for hard ones. The room learns without a word that you are safe to be around. And safe is the rarest currency in any social space. If you're the quiet one, the introvert, the one who's always felt a little outside the circle, this next part is especially for you. You don't have to become louder. You have to become warmer. Those are completely different skills, and warmth is quieter than most people think. A soft, "I'm really glad you're here" from the quiet person in the room lands harder than any joke from the loud one. You're not behind. You're actually starting closer to real charisma than the performers are. Let's talk about names, because this one is almost embarrassing how well it works. Use people's names gently more than once. Not in a salesy way. Not so, "John, tell me about yourself, John." That's the used car version. The magnetic version sounds like this. "That's a good point, Sarah." Or, "Honestly, Marcus, I love that you noticed that." A name, said warmly, is the shortest sentence in the world that means I see you specifically, and being seen specifically is what everyone in the room is quietly hoping for. You'll be surprised how fast people warm up when they hear their own name said kindly. Here's another one that changes rooms. Ask a follow-up. Not a question, a follow-up. Anyone can ask, "What do you do?" A magnetic person hears the answer and asks the second question, "How did you get into that?" Or, "What's the part of it you actually love?" The first question is polite. The second one is where connection lives. Most conversations die because everyone is waiting for their turn to talk. The person who lights up the room is the one still curious after everyone else has moved on. Curiosity is charisma with the ego removed. And that's a shift you can practice starting with the next conversation you have. Now here's a reframe I want you to sit with. You've probably been told that to light up a room you need to bring energy. That's half right. You don't need to bring energy into the room. You need to notice the energy already in it and gently raise it. That's why forced hype falls flat. The room can feel when energy is being pushed on it, but it opens up when energy is being drawn out of it. So walk in and read the room first. Match its temperature for a moment. Then slowly warm it up. That's the difference between a performer and a presence. Performers demand attention. Present invites it. Let me give you one more small scene, because I think it'll stick. Imagine someone at a dinner table who barely speaks for the first 10 minutes. They're not shy, they're listening, watching who's talking too much, who hasn't been included, who looked away when a topic came up. Then, at the right moment, they turn to the quietest person and say, "Hey, I noticed you smiled when they mentioned that. What did that remind you of?" The whole table shifts. The quiet person lights up. Everyone at the table suddenly likes this observer more, and they can't explain why. That's it. That's the whole game. The person who lights up a room is usually the person paying the closest attention to it. If you felt this pull before, the wish to be that person, the one people are quietly grateful for, you're not alone. Tell me the last social moment where you wished you'd had this. Down in the comments, I read them. Let's talk about something people rarely mention: vulnerability, in small doses. Magnetic people share tiny, honest things, not their whole life story, just a real sentence. Honestly, I was nervous to come tonight. I have no idea what I'm doing with my career, but I'm trying. That song reminds me of my mom. One honest sentence in a sea of small talk feels like oxygen. It gives everyone else permission to be real too. And once a group has permission to be real, that group will love whoever gave it to them. You don't have to overshare. Just be a few degrees more honest than the room expects. That small crack of realness is where every warm memory starts. Now let's cover something almost no one gets right: how you leave a conversation. Most people trail off. They mumble, they get awkward, they slowly back away like they got caught doing something wrong. Charismatic people close a conversation with warmth. They land it. Hey, I'm gonna go say hi to a few people, but I really enjoyed this. Let's talk again before the night ends. Simple, warm, complete. The other person walks away feeling chosen, not abandoned, and they carry that feeling into the rest of the night attached to you. How you leave people is as important as how you meet them. Maybe more, honestly, because that's the memory they take home. Here's a shift that took me way too long to learn. Stop trying to be interesting. Try to be interested. Every time your brain says, "What can I say that sounds good?" swap it for, "What do I actually want to know about this person?" That one internal question rewires your whole social presence. Your face softens, your voice slows, your eyes settle. You become the person other people want to sit next to. Because being wanted around isn't about being impressive. It's about being someone who makes people feel more like themselves. That's what lighting up a room really is. You're not the light. You're the mirror that shows people their own light. And the room loves whoever holds that mirror. Let's put it all together, because I want you to walk away with something you can actually use tonight. Before you walk in, think of someone you love. Let your face soften. When you step in, act like you already belong. No auditioning. Move a little slower than everyone else. Breathe lower. Talk unhurried. Give one person at a time your whole body, not just your face. Ask the second question, then the third. Use their name, gently, once or twice. React bigger to their good moments, smaller to their awkward ones. Share one honest sentence when the moment feels right. And close every conversation warmly, like it mattered, because it did. None of these are tricks. Every one of them is just a way of being more present with the humans in front of you. And presence, in a distracted world, is the most magnetic. Here's the last thing I want to leave you with, and it's the one almost no one talks about. You can't light up a room you don't want to be in. If you're forcing yourself into rooms that drain you, no amount of technique will make you blow. Charisma isn't a mask you put on. It's what happens when the real you feels safe enough to come out. So find your rooms, the ones with people who make you feel more like yourself, not less. And in those rooms, use everything we just talked about. You'll be surprised how fast people start describing you the way you always hoped they would. Warm, grounded, someone worth being around. That person has been in you the whole time. You're just finally letting the room see them. If any part of this hit you today, do me a small favor. Subscribe so the next one finds you, and hit like, so more quiet, kind people find these ideas too. And if you're serious about this, watch the next video I'll put on the screen. It goes even deeper into the one skill that changes every conversation you'll ever have. I'll see you there.